back to They Did What? Your source for the internet's craziest, most entertaining stories, where I go over them, analyze them, and most certainly make fun of them. Today I got your story titled, Wife Cheating on Her Deployment, and a shout out to Thomas for sending in this story. And guys, this story is about a husband and father. He's 32 years old, and he's kicking his wife to the curb, full on, no mercy, handling things like a boss, after finding out that while she's deployed, she's engaging in a giant sausage fest. Talk about a stereotype. And when he finds this out in a way that no guy wants to find out, boom, like that, he's done. He's not like a lot of guys that are moping around about and crying about and trying to fix things. He is done. And I wouldn't say scorched earth, but he's getting to the point this can be scorched earth. And that'll be a good one to go over here, guys, making the point. As many of you are fully aware, if you're in the military, guys, do not get married. Okay, wait till you're out. Because when the guy goes away, she's home and bored. It's a cliche, but it freaking happens quite often. Or don't get involved with a girl and marry her if she's in the military and you're in civilian life. Again, the same crap happens. Or, again, even better, if you're married, she suddenly says, oh, you know what? I want to go join the military. And it's not like she's suddenly full of patriotism or you needed the benefits and she's just doing it. Be careful. Red flag there. But you're going to see in the story exactly what I'm talking about. So it starts off, it says here, I'm 32 years old, and my wife, a 30-year-old female, joined the Army Reserves a few years ago, mostly for healthcare benefits, and for whatever reason she had at the time. Well, I think we all know what her reasons were at the time. I work a corporate job, and I'm lucky enough to remote 98% of the time. I have to travel, but it's rare, and my work knows that my wife is on deployment, and they don't make me travel at all until she's back home. Her deployment is over a year long. Wow, that's a long time. We talk weekly over the phone and FaceTime and pretty much usually over text. A few weeks ago, I was joking with her and asked if she was sleeping around over there as there was a natural joke to be made as that part of the conversation. And she laughed, saying that she'd never do anything like that and all the guys are gross anyway, which was also seemingly a natural response at the time. Now, I wouldn't be making jokes like that. And by the way, if he has such a good corporate job, why isn't she being covered by his healthcare benefits? I mean, I realize a lot don't do that, especially nowadays, as they're getting cheaper and cheaper with benefits, but usually the wife and the kids if it's a good job. So obviously she was going for the military for other reasons. And just to what? Abandon the family like that? I mean, believe me, I respect people that want to join the military and serve, but we all know darn well that her reasons probably for joining were not patriotic or anything positive. Anyway. Well, there was this guy in her unit that I know through another person. Me and the other person share a hobby, and this guy hobbies with them. So we chat a couple times at one of her reserve functions and exchange phone numbers and have texted a couple times about that hobby. But other than that, I don't know him at all. Well, a week ago, he texted me and told me that my wife was sleeping with one of the guys in her unit. And just about everybody knew about it except for her roommate. Only a matter of time. He told me that he said something to her about it, and she laughed it off, so he took a video of them in the act for me. I didn't tell him to do any of this, and the video is completely compelling if you get my drift. I haven't seen the whole thing yet because it's too big to send, but the stills from it are quite graphic. How's this guy videotaping them? Was he like, he's hiding in the closet or recording with a freaking camera or his phone? Or he's holding the phone up to the window when they're getting it on? Okay. I never really spent much time on this sub before, but I see too many people glorifying cheating. Even proud that they did it. Let me tell you the impact this is having on me. I work from home all week. We have 3 kids under 5 years old and live far enough away from anything to make everything hard. Shopping, doctor's appointments, trips to the vet for the dog, and there is no babysitter or nannies to help out. Where the hell do they live? Middle of frickin' nowhere. My days spent completely doing things are not for me. Work, feeding the kids, clothing the kids, cleaning up for the kids and the dog, the cat, shoveling snow, grocery shopping, etc. I have no idea how I would go to the gym or even go for a walk alone. I get to bed around 1 o'clock in the morning, and I'm up for the first kid at 6 a.m. every day. Weekends are no better. Work just gets replaced with Costco and errands with 3 kids. To say I'm tired is a monumental understatement. This guy's doing what he's got to do to take care of his kids. Again, she could be deployed sometimes for a freaking year. and she's out cheating on him. Yeah, I think she was trying to escape that life that she clearly didn't want, and went in the military. Is like, okay, I'll get paid for this, and I'll get health benefits. But her real fun is just having an adventure, getting away from all them. And anybody watching this believes those kids are all his. This poor guy. Well, yesterday on our scheduled phone call, I asked her about it, and she again told me I was being paranoid, and just because she's a woman surrounded by men does not mean she's having you-know-what with them all the time. Yeah, sure, honey. Well, I blew up at her. I'm just too tired to regulate all my emotions at this time. I have to save what little energy I do have to be even-keeled around the kids and work. I confronted with the photos and the video, and she got super angry about who took the video. It was like an invasion of her privacy. She's mad. Really? How about an invasion, some guy's invading their marriage? How about that, honey? She's mad? And then she says she was just bored and horny, and it didn't mean anything. Oh, okay. So if I was hooking up with one of your girlfriends, or some other woman for that matter, a younger, prettier woman, would it mean anything? That he was married too, and they just needed something, which made me even more angry. I wish I was bored. I wish I had the energy to be horny. I have to do everything, and she gets to F her coworkers because she's bored. I ran to her for about 5 minutes before I wore myself out, and the kids were getting upset. They were in the next room, but heard me yelling. Those poor kids have that witch for their mother. What you all who cheat do not get is that it's not necessarily about the sex. And I never wanted to be a single dad. I never wanted to go through life without a partner. I never cheated or even close to that. The disrespect is way too much for me now. Like, how can you not see that your actions affect others? People like her don't care. They're narcissists usually, and a lot of times that word is misused, but really a gal like her is that way. She doesn't care, and we're just getting started. She texted me and told me that she was now extremely guilty and sees how to me it was much more than masturbating with a real COCK, which is evidently how she sees it. She didn't think about how it would affect me, and I asked her if she loved the guy, and she actually said no, he's married, like WTF. Let's go back to her saying it wasn't cheating, it was like masturbating with a real COCK. See how they justify things? No accountability. Anyway, when she told me she was feeling guilty, I told her I'll make it easy for her and we'll get a divorce. Yeah, brother. There you go. A lot of these guys have dragged things out for years. Which is laughable because, how the fuck am I supposed to meet a lawyer? Bring the kids? I'm going to call around and see if I can get one who would do a house call. Like WTF. But the marriage is over. It's the lie. The lie to my face and the disrespect. I'm lucky enough to make a lot of money in my job. She is an E3. She can go be an E3 on her own somewhere. Well, again, if he makes a lot of money through his job, I'm assuming also that he gets good benefits. And so I don't know why he agreed to her going to the Army Reserves, but she probably just complained about it and all that. She can go on active and go be a barracks bunny for all I care. I'm going to tell her that she's not welcome here anymore, not in my house, not in my life. When she gets back in a few months, she can figure out housing, a car, whatever on her own. I know she can't be sued or divorced against her will on deployment, but that ends when she gets back and off on active status, and that will be it. Well, remember, guys, cheating in the military, that is a big no-no. They do not tolerate that crap. Man or woman. Now, naturally, the woman's going to get away with a lot more. The guy that she was cheating with is a married guy. He's in really definitely deep shit. But still, it ain't going to be easy for her. I have no idea what I'm going to do raising 3 kids for the rest of my life on my own. I can't give them 100% of my time. It's sobering realizing I'm going to give up my own wants to focus on them and keeping a roof over their heads. When just a few months ago, I thought, had a partner that allowed me to go for a run or do my hobby. I know that day will come again, but I'm worried I'm just too tired. Look, man, you have strength you don't even know you have. Get rid of the bitch. And those kids don't need a woman like her. She doesn't care. Her actions show she doesn't care about the kids. Little kids. And she's going off in the reserves to be deployed a year at a time when they don't really need the money and stuff like that. And it ain't about patriotism from her. No, she just wants to get away from that. Her actions show that. Those kids are better off without her. Will it be tough for a while? Yes. But eventually those kids will start going to school and you'll have a little more free time and all that. You're going to find a way. Your cheating destroys people. Destroys them in ways you'll never understand. If you want to cheat, just end the relationship. If you don't, then F you. It's the lie, the disrespect. You want to have yours and F the other person that want to pretend it's all okay because you made a mistake. F you. I will watch with glee as she hopefully has to return home because she's not from here and it's very HCOL area where she's not going to be able to remotely afford rent on E3 pay with no resume. Hopefully she'll never see the kids again and join her family in poverty and drugs. Hear what he said there? Go back and join her family in poverty and drugs. So did this guy marry a gal who clearly he could see essentially, in some level, she's from the gutter? Was he a white knight that tried to rescue and save her? I don't know. I mean, it sounds like it to me, and obviously a very bad idea. This is why you really pay attention who your girl's friends are, who her family is. You know, it's not her fault she comes from poverty because of what happened with her parents, but still, it's going to impact her. And right here. Hopefully she'll never see the kids again. I read that part. I wish nothing but the worst for her, because that's all my exhausted brain can muster. I know it's draining my wisp of energy to be angry, but I'm too tired to stop it. So whatever. I'm also decided to make it my life's work, and thankfully I'm in a position to do so via my work to destroy cheaters, and that's there too. So he isn't just addressing her, he's addressing cheating assholes to begin with. And there are a lot of things on Reddit where they actually celebrate and promote cheaters. And then again, also, for a certain segment of society, you're not strong and empowered woman in the 2020s unless you are a cheater and have affairs and can do what all the guys seem to be doing, yet we don't. Thanks to the two of you who actually read this whole thing. I'm sorry it was so long. Well, a lot of people have read the story. Now to his update, because we're going to have two more updates here. He says, since some of you want an update and typing this shit out helps me organize my emotions, here's a small one. For those who don't know, any JAG will help any spouse regardless of branch or duty status, but there's not much they can do other than help you understand the law, according to the office. I do have a meeting scheduled with them for late next week, and there are no JAG lawyers available this week. I also didn't really seem like much of a priority for them, or maybe it's just routine. I do have a consult with a civilian lawyer scheduled for later today. I'm not going to contact her chain of command directly. That'll be something a lawyer can do, as it may have more impact. I don't know. I'll talk with him or her about it. Well, the chain of command absolutely has to know what's going on here because they are going to handle things accordingly. I'm not going to contact the guy's wife until after the holidays. If she's stretched as thin as I am, I can't do this to another person right now. I did tell her family, while her brother-in-law is the only person I have a phone number for. Her family's probably like, they don't care. Well, to bet you. And by the way, the wife of the guy who's banging his wife, she absolutely needs to know. Obviously, he's avoiding it because of the holidays and he feels bad, but no, she needs to know. Well, he called me immediately and we talked for a while, and I realized I've never really talked to the guy before. They live several states away, but may come down and visit. I know a lot of you are asking for updates, but the reality is there's likely won't be much for a while until I can meet with a lawyer, contact the chain of command, if that's the lawyer's advice, and most importantly, when she gets back from deployment, which is months away, I'm not 100% sure I'll even be told what the outcome of any UCMJ action would be against her or the other guy. Thank you all for your support. I can't tell how much of it means to have so many internet strangers be kind and supportive. Oh, and as a reminder, don't effing cheat. Whatever cheating means to your relationship, don't do it. Just grow the F up. That's what I've been saying all along. If you're that unhappy, then fine, end the relationship. Sure, it's going to be quite a challenge, especially if you're married and kids, but if it's that bad, don't cheat. And just have some goddamn integrity. But there are a lot of people out there that don't have it. Now, the last part. Update number 2, he says, I talked with the lawyer, and obviously this is going to have to go on for a while. But my lawyer is confident, she's confident, that there will be at most 2.5 years of alimony, if any at all. She's leaning towards there being none. Our state caps the length of the alimony based on the length of the marriage. Also, it takes into account the reason for the divorce, with adultery being an at-fault condition. Hey, there you go. That's what I like to hear, an at-fault condition. If he has to pay at best 2.5 years of alimony, even though he shouldn't have to pay a damn dime, not bad, but obviously it comes back down to the kids in the whole thing. And I know you're all thinking what I'm thinking, are those kids his? My lawyer is confident there will be little to no spousal support for her. Also, she's confident that I'll be the primary custodian of the kids with 50-50 legal custody. Absolutely, this guy should be. He should have 100% custody because she's being deployed sometimes for a freaking year. Duh. Also confident that we'll be able to pull child support out of her. So that is nice. There you go. This last part is funny to me, but maybe yet another F around and find out moment for her. This is just one meeting out of what I imagine to be many very expensive ones, but whatever. I've had a nap and I'm feeling better about my life moving forward. Good. He's feeling better because it's not as chaotic. He's starting to have progress and figuring out the direction where his life's going to go. When there's uncertainty, we all can feel very stressed out of our minds. The lawyer will also deal with her chain of command, as she was a prior JAG, and she'll be better with it than I would ever have been, and that's going to cost me money. She's advised no further discussion with anyone about this, like the other spouse, and wasn't really happy about this post. Most likely will be disappointed in me about the update. There will likely not be many updates for a while, but then most of you all will have moved on to the next tragedy in this horrible sub. Well, that's true. But I'll post updates as I get them unless the lawyer orders me to stop. Then I'll post the whole update after the judge stamps the divorce. Also, if this isn't the proper way to post updates, please do let me know. I've never posted anything on Reddit before that anybody ever wanted to hear an update for. Oh, and I'm not sending anyone the video or picture or pictures of her, so stop asking. Some of you people need to get some mental health professionals. The fact that this list is growing is disgusting. Every time there's a story where evidence is found against a wife or girlfriend cheating, and there's videos and pictures, there's always people that ask for it. It doesn't surprise me at all. But anyhow, guys, there you go. Good for him. I mean, I'm sorry for him, but good for him that he's not hesitating and dragging this out and saying, I got to stay in it for the kids. No, he's getting rid of her. That's what you're supposed to do, And I liked that he didn't hesitate at all to do that. But also the other important part of the story is, again, don't get married in the military. Or if you as a guy are not in the military, but your girl is in the military or is wants to go in the military, stop her right there. I think the reason this woman went to the military was not because she needed the money or the benefits and all that. I think she was bored. I think she wanted to escape the lifestyle. She'd be one of the few women around and got to have all the attention and fun from the guys, from these horny guys from around the world. Yeah, there's a stereotype about this, and it's the freaking truth. So I wish this guy all the best. We may never hear from him again, or we might. I don't know. Now I'm going to read some comments here. Everybody's behind his back. I'm going to read these comments, and then he responds with more details. One guy says here, your biggest issue now is telling your children. Now my mind goes to a pretty dark place. After all, she is employed as cannon fodder, so it wouldn't be that much of a leap. But then you have to explain her sudden reemergence and deal with the inconvenience of her being sanctified in their eyes. Just tell the kids the truth. Mommy decided that she has more fun with someone who's not us, and she won't be coming back. I can't think of a better example to teach your kids that betrayal is unforgivable. I have to get to work, but hang in there, you're not alone. And our guy here responds saying, some say don't alienate her from the kids, but we have 3 kids under 5 years old, the daughter and twin boys. They'll never know their mother. Honestly, I don't think she really cares all that much. Before all this, she barely asked about the kids. She's not super maternal. The twins were a surprise, and we wanted just 1 kid. I know there's a possibility they're not mine, but I can't handle that, and I don't care. These are my babies, and they're my best part of my life and of me. When they're old enough to understand, I'll be honest with them. I honestly think she wanted out and away from the crazy of so many young kids, but was too much of a coward to actually do it. If that's true, wish granted. I think that's exactly what happened. Look, I've heard and known mothers, wives of friends of mine, who had their children, and they really don't want to be apart from them, especially when their babies are very young. So this wife here clearly didn't care and wanted to get away from them at a time where most mothers want to be close to their young children, and when those young children need their moms. And it's not like when I'm piecing together they need the money, that she had to do this, no other choice. So it goes to show she doesn't care. And in the end, the kids will be better off without her. Another comment. This guy says, it's funny that when I was in the military, the guys were all rumored to be dogs, but maybe 10% fooled around their wives and girlfriends. I would be shocked if 10% of the women were loyal, and I really don't get it. Simply availability, maybe. Many nights were killed talking over many beers trying to get that. Seriously, guy, do not back down and do not give an inch. There is a reason divorce lawyers and private investigators are expensive. It is worth it. Well, he's going to be paying some money, but it'll be worth it. And our guy here says, and this finishes it off, he says here, we talked about this prior to deployment, believe it or not. I figured it was just because there are so many fewer women to men, so the percentages seem higher. There's only a handful of women in her unit. So if one or two cheats, it seems like they're all cheating, or in this case, 100% of married women are cheating. Before the deployment, there was a family dinner thing, and one of the guys at the table said, we'd be amazed who would be cheating and how quickly. They're actually talking about that, but they know that's what happens. But we all know about women and loving attention and validation. It never stops. It's a drug. So when it's just a few women and dudes everywhere, they're getting attention all the time. Like as soon as they report at the reserve station for mob, they start picking out who they're going to cheat with. I wasn't surprised at the least. Most of these people are miserable in their civilian lives. I heard the stories after every drill weekend. So yeah, no surprise. I just didn't figure it would be us, which is the most cliche thing to say, possibly imagine. Maybe that's what really hurts. It's just painful being a fucking cliche. Well, I'm sorry it happened to him, but at least this is happening early on. Early enough that the kids are so young, they probably won't remember her because she's going to pick up and be gone and move on. But what's pretty funny in this bad situation is I'm willing to bet you eventually when things don't work out well for her, she'll be back. Because overwhelmingly, they always come back when things go bad. And I see that happening, guarantee. So good luck to this guy. I don't know if they're going to have any updates, but if there are updates, let me know, guys. I'll definitely cover it here. But again, don't get married when you're in the military. Don't marry a girl in the military, or if your wife wants to go in the military. This is a warning here. And again, plenty other lessons there. All right, guys, that's it for tonight. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. I'll catch you next time.